Students, this is 9th Biology, Unit 18, Organization of Tissue. Organization of Tissue, Part 1. Unit 18, Organization of Tissue, Part 1. What do you mean by organization of tissue? What do you mean by tissue first of all? Group of cells, they form a tissue. That is we call as a tissue. That tissue is going to organize. What are the organs are they going to organize? All these things we are going to learn in this chapter. Introduction. Unicellular organisms like bacteria and protozoans are made up of single cells. Unicellular means single cells. The organism which are made up of single cells, they are called as a unicellular organisms. Example, bacteria, protozoan. So these are called as single cell organisms. On the other hand, the multicellular organisms like higher plants and animals are composed of millions of different types of cells that are grouped into different levels of organizations. So unicellular organism means that organism made up of single cells, whereas multicellular organism means that organism made up of many cells or millions of different types of cells. Multicellular organisms have specialized cells. Multicellular organisms, they have specialized cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems. So all these, the cells, tissues, or organisms, they perform specific function. They perform specific functions. A group of cells positioned and designed to perform a particular function is called tissue. Students, just mark it out. Define tissue, they'll ask you. Tissue means a group of cells positioned and designed to perform particular function is called tissue. And an organ is a structure made up of collection of tissue that carry out specialized functions. So organ, that is a made up of collection of tissue. As you have learned lower class, any organism made up of cells, a group of cells, they form tissue, a group of tissue, they form organ. So that organ only they say an organ made up of collection of tissue that carry specialized functions. For example, in plant roots, in plants, the roots, stems, and leaves are organs. Take any one plant nearby your house. In that, you can find plant parts. That is a stem, roots, leaves, or these are called as organs. Whereas xylem and phloem are tissues. Xylem and phloem are the tissue. They are found in the organ. Similarly, now we have seen plants. Similarly, in animals also they have organs. Stomach. Examples is an organ. Stomach is an organ that consists of tissue. Which tissue is made up of the stomach is epithelial tissues. And some of the tissues are there. The tissues are epithelial tissues, gland cells, and muscle cells. So that organs are made up of this kind of cells. So in this chapter, we are going to learn different types of plant and animal tissues, how they are modified to coordinate life activities. All these topics we are going to see here. Next topic is the one plant tissues. Next topic is the one plant tissues. Plants are made up of vegetative and reproductive tissues. Plants are made up of vegetative and reproductive tissues. In general, the plant tissues are classified into two types, namely, one is meristems or meristematic tissues. Plant tissues are classified into two types. They are, one is meristems, or we also call as a meristematic tissues. And second one, permanent tissue. Second one is the one permanent tissue. We'll see one by one. First tissues is the one meristematic tissues. Meristems. The term meristems. The term meristems is derived from Greek word. It's derived from Greek word meristos, means divisible or having cell divisions. Meristos means it is a divisible, just they divide, the cells which divides or having cell divisions activity. That is we call the meristos. The meristematic tissues are group of immature cells. So meristematic tissue is the one immature cells. You can underline this word immature cells that are capable of undergoing cell divisions. So meristematic tissues are immature cells. They are capable of undergoing cell divisions. In plants, meristems is found in zones where growth can take place. Meristems in plants, the meristems suggest they found as a zones. They found as a zones where growth can take place. For example, apex of stem. In the apex of stems, the meristem will take place. Growth will take place. And root, apex of root, you can find the growth will take place. The leaf primordia, in that they can find the growth taking place. The vascular cambium, cock cambium, so etc. These are the examples where the meristems can undergo further growth. The characteristic features of the meristematic tissues. They'll ask you 3 marks, 4 marks. They'll ask you what are the characteristic features of meristematic tissues. They are living cells. So the meristematics are living cells. The cells are small, oval, polygonal, or round in shape. The cells are small shape, oval, polygonal, or round shape. They are thin walled. They are thin walled with a dense cytoplasm. They are thin walled with a dense cytoplasm. More cytoplasm will be there. That is because of dense cytoplasms. Large nuclei will be there and smaller vacuoles will be there. Large nuclei and smaller vacuoles will be there. And they undergo mitotic cell divisions. So mitotic cell division means a cell which undergo for increasing number. That is we call as a mitotic cell divisions. They do not store food materials. Okay, so these are the characteristic features of meristematic tissues. Then we'll see types of meristems based on the position. Based on the position of meristems, we are going to see types on the basis of their positions. On the basis of their position in plant, the meristems are of three types. The meristems are of three types. One is apical meristems and intercalary meristems. The last one, lateral meristems. So these are the picture. The picture what you are seeing is the one longitudinal section of shoot. Longitudinal section of shoot. You can find the three parts. The types of meristems: apical, intercalary meristems, lateral meristems. The TS of shoot showing a lateral meristems only here. These are the pictures. You have to learn this picture. You have to draw this picture and label the parts. Important 2 marks can be possible. Here we'll see one by one. Its types of meristems. We'll see. First types is the one apical meristems. These are found on the apex or growing point of fruit and shoot and bring increase in length increase in length. Here, this part. This part only they say here. So this is the apical meristems. Okay, they found and apex are growing points, they say, of shoot, root. Okay, and they bring increase in length. They bring increases the length. And second one, intercalary. Second one is the one intercalary. Here, this is what the parts what you are seeing is the one intercalary. Okay, here, what does intercalary meristem means? It lies between the regions of permanent tissue. It lies between the regions of permanent tissue and is part of primary meristems. This is a part of primary. One word they'll ask you, dash is the part of primary meristems. The intercalary is the part of primary meristems. It is found either at the base of leaf. They found either at the base of leaf. Example, penis. And or at the base of internodes. Example, grasses. The third one, lateral meristems. Lateral meristems. Here, these are arranged parallel and causes the thickness of plant part. So these are arranged as a parallel one. Can you find here? This is what the parallel arrangements. They causes thickness of the plants. So these are the types of meristems. Based on the positions, they are classified into three types. So that's what we are seeing. So here, this is what explanations apical meristems. You can note it down. Intercalary meristems, lateral meristems. Then what are the functions of this types of meristems? What are the functions of types of meristems? The meristems are actively dividing tissues of plant. Meristems are actively dividing tissues of the plant. So they divide the tissues of the plant. That's the one functions. Then they're responsible for primary and secondary growth of the plant. So primary is used for the elongations one. The primary growth are used for the elongations one. As well, secondary is used for the thickness of the plant. So in order to increase the thickness of the plant. So that is the functions of meristematic tissues. The next one is the one permanent tissue. Next one is the one permanent tissue. The permanent tissues are those in which growth has stopped either completely or for time being. The permanent tissues are those in which growth has stopped either completely means fully or time being the growth has been stopped. At this times they become meristematic partially or wholly. While the growth stop completely or fully, at that time they become meristematic partially means half of things or wholly. The permanent tissues are of two types, namely simple tissue and complex tissues. Namely simple tissues and complex tissues. We'll see what is simple tissues, what is then complex tissues. We'll see one by one. First, we'll see simple tissues. The simple tissues are homogeneous tissues. Simple tissues are homogeneous tissues. The tissues will be seems to be same one. They call us as homogeneous tissues composed of structurally and functionally similar cells. They are structurally as well as the functionally are same cells. Example, parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. And sclerenchyma. Okay, so that is a simple tissues defined. We'll see these are the three types of simple tissues: parenchyma diagram, parenchyma diagram, and chlorenchyma diagram. So this parenchyma will start in the next class. We have learned what is simple tissues, and we also learned what is permanent tissues. Define, you have to learn what is permanent tissues, and it's important 4 marks types of meristematic tissues, and also we have learned what are the characteristic features of meristematic tissues. What are the characteristic features of meristematic tissues? You have learned Just go through today itself. If you have any doubt, you can contact me through WhatsApp. Okay, bye. Take care.